quick, before we get into the video, some of you might recognize my content from earlier. Unfortunately, because of some personal reasons, I had to stop uploading, and eventually I even ended up deleting this channel. Some of you probably even thought I died because of the way I ride. But good news, obviously I didn't. I didn't even crash. What I wanted to say though, I've ordered a new bike and it's crazier than the CBR650R. It's coming at the end of July, so mark that in your calendar and stay tuned to see what it is. I also got a whole new setup, including a brand new camera and 2 mics, so the quality is going to be a whole new level as well. And lastly, when I stopped uploading, I had a little over 1,000 subscribers, so I'd really appreciate the support again. Go freaking subscribe right now, because when I get the new bike, it's going to be freaking crazy.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. Today, as promised, I'll be going over what type of exhaust I got for my CBR650R, how to install it properly, and overall what I just think about it. Alright boys, so first up, it's a Black Widow full system exhaust, decat, and it absolutely screams. Now, there's a lot of versions what they offer. They offer a whole bunch of end cans, and this was personally the one I liked the most and the most expensive one, unfortunately. But as you can see, it has the carbon silencer and the blue tip, which just looks absolutely gorgeous in my opinion. If you do have the CB650R, you don't have any fairings and it's going to be a way easier install, of course. If you have the CBR, you're going to have to get rid of this whole side fairing and this bottom one as well. First off, you want to start at those 2 bolts. Then you've got the bolt up top here. Bunch of bolts down here. Here's one as well, and you have this one here as well. You also do have, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a clip down there, and then there's going to be a bolt right under here, which kind of holds this bottom fairing with the bottom fairing on the other side as well. So you need to get rid of those 2 as well. And there's like 2 clips that are kind of holding the pieces together, plastic clips, and it's kind of harder to get those apart. So what I just did is I just took this side panel and this panel together off in one piece, and then when I finally found out where exactly those plastic clips are, I unclipped it, and then I put this bottom fairing on first, clipped this bigger fairing into it, and then bolted everything back up pretty easily. Once you guys have those 2 side fairings off, it's a pretty simple exhaust removal. There's going to be a huge muffler right under the bike here, which is only being held by 2 bolts, one from this side and one's going to be accessed from the other side. And then all you do is remove this little piece from the radiator. You can either unclamp the hose, flush the radiator so you can get easier access, but I was a lazy guy and I didn't do that, and you're just fine with taking that little bolt out and you can still access the header bolts. When you guys remove these header bolts, there's going to be 2 obviously on each pipe, and then when you do that, you're going to kind of drop the whole system down and you're done with taking off everything. Then what you guys are going to do, you guys will receive separate headers, a link pipe, a U pipe for the O2 sensor. I also forgot to say you have to remove the O2 sensor before dropping the stock exhaust, and as you can see, hopefully there's a U section where you can bolt the OEM O2 sensor back on. Then what you do, piece by piece, you bolt each header back up to the engine. You put a link pipe. It's kind of like a 4-to-1 exhaust pipe, kind of like a link pipe. You have each of those little Black Widow clamps that'll be holding it up, and then all you do is put this U section on, bolt that O2 sensor back on, and then you put this end can on the U pipe, and that's going to be held by a special bracket that the Black Widow gives you. And that's basically all you have to do, guys. Very simple, very easy to install. It took me a couple of hours, and the bike sounds absolutely insane. You guys also have the option to remove the DB killer. There's a bolt right under there. You just unbolt it, and then with like pliers, you just take the DB killer out. Now, I really would not recommend it, especially on this system that I have. It's so loud as it is. It pops like crazy. And I don't know, if you really want to be a menace, then freaking go ahead, take it out. But I think this is more than enough, to be honest. The only thing I also forgot to mention is the O2 sensor right there. I think it was bolted somewhere over here on the OEM exhaust. So what I just did, and you won't be able to see this unfortunately, I just took a zip tie and I zip tied the O2 sensor cable to a bunch of other cables, so that way I knew for sure that it would not hit the engine, it would not hit the exhaust, and nothing bad would happen. They give you like a little sealer paste just in case the exhaust doesn't fit properly and you have some leaks. To be honest guys, I didn't really need any of the paste except for this one header right here. Basically, it was not like a major leak or anything, but I could have seen like a little bit of smoke coming out of there. So I just sealed it up just to be sure. Other than that, they also give you new gaskets for the headers. They give you everything, and everything fit perfectly. Everything worked perfectly. There was basically no leaks. And yeah, I'm really happy with it. And I think we can start it up, see how it sounds, and take it for a nice little spin, guys. All right, boys, let's start her up. It's not a cold start, but it's still gonna be pretty loud. All right, the bike should be a little bit warm so we can give it a few revs. Whoo! It sounds freaking gnarly, guys. Woo! Those pops, boys! Haha! Those pops are crazy, guys. Woo! Oh my god! I love those pops, guys. I really do. Oh, those bumps! Haha! I don't know, guys, I'm really feeling like a pure sound video would be so much nicer, because you'll actually be able to hear the bike the way I hear it, or a little similar to it, at least a bit closer. I hope the audio will be a bit better today, because I did change my mic position a tiny bit, so I do hope that helps at least a little bit, but I still believe the pure sound video will be way better. Another topic I wanted to discuss is ECU tuning, or flashing basically. Should you tune your bike after getting a full exhaust system? The answer is yes and no. It's not that simple. Obviously, you guys changed the exhaust emissions, you guys changed the way the exhaust gas flows out. It's basically wider, less restricted, and most people basically say that you should go tune your bike because of it. A lot of people add some other performance mods, like a performance air filter and just a bunch of other stuff. And if you pair up a full exhaust system with like a performance air filter and get a tune, you can see some like 10% to 20% gains in power, which is pretty sweet. Now, if you don't tune your bike, number one, the engine can run poorly, and number two, you're pretty much not getting any performance gains because the bike is still running the stock ECU. when you can tell that the bike is missing like power, when it's cutting out, or it just doesn't want to go as fast, then definitely get your ECU flashed or get a custom tune. Bro. Alright. I was freaking scared, but at least I wasn't going that fast, so I could have like reacted on time, man. If you do just the exhaust and it's a good quality brand or a good exhaust, sometimes you don't need to get your ECU flashed right away, in my opinion. This bike is still running the stock ECU, and you guys can see that it runs very good. I don't see any issues with it at all. So I'm really happy that I don't have to rush with my ECU, send it somewhere, or take the bike somewhere. So I'm really happy I don't have to do that right away. I'm definitely planning on getting the ECU flashed. I think I've talked about this a little bit in my previous video, but basically I'm kind of planning on getting a performance air filter on the bike, getting a quick shifter from Honda, the OEM one, and then probably at the end of the next season or the upcoming season, I'll be getting my ECU flashed. I'll either send it over or give those guys the bike and they'll get it sorted out. So, like I said, guys, you don't really need to get your ECU flashed 100% of the time. It's still definitely recommended, but if you do wait a little bit, even like a whole bike season, you should be fine. You shouldn't really hurt the engine too much. It really depends how it runs, obviously, but if it runs good, if you maintain your bike well, 1 year of not getting your ECU flashed is not going to hurt it at all. Boys, I can't wait for the quick shifter, because if it already pops like this when shifting normally, imagine the quick shifter sound, boys. That will be crazy. I can't wait. When it comes to reviewing the exhaust itself, it is a Black Widow DCAT low level system with a round carbon can, and it's a 200mm one, which I forgot to say because they offer a 230mm and a 200mm, so I went for a tiny smaller one. It was about 450 British pounds because these guys are from Great Britain, so I think that's equivalent to like 500 euros, so like 550 bucks, somewhere around there, I believe. And a lot of people hate on Black Widow exhausts, but there's a bunch of people that have them on their CB650s, CBR650Rs, and they're really happy with them. And for me, so far, I really can't say anything bad about it. I did message them asking how loud this bike actually is, or like this exhaust. They replied almost right away. They were really nice, gave me all the info. So I did end up picking this over the Akrapolovich and a bunch of other brands. Overall, I'm just really happy with the exhaust. I'm really happy with the build quality. It is not a titanium exhaust, it is a stainless steel, but it is still very high quality. The parts fit perfectly, great manual. I'm really happy that it turned out this way, that it was an easy install, that the bike is insanely loud now, guys. And yeah, that's about it. I hope I recorded enough video. I hope this was interesting and helpful for you guys as well. It's a whole different experience on that bike. It's crazy. It'll make you smile. And yeah, so if you guys did enjoy the video, please give it a like, subscribe, hit the notifications, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!